here with Sabina Devita as she's just setting up her booth here at the International Kinesiology Conference in Banff, Alberta, Canada, September 23rd to the 27th, and we've been fortunate enough to have her as a presenter as well. So welcome, Sabina. Thank you for joining me for this little snapshot.
Yes, thank you for having me here, being on your program.
It is wonderful. Let's Get Real chatting with Catherine is all about transforming fear to freedom. And I think what I heard in the presentation when I watched you was you're bringing out the issues, bringing awareness to what's going on, but you also have some solutions.
Absolutely.
And there's no point, and I always say there's no point in ringing an alarm bell if you haven't got for a fire if you haven't got a water hose. I mean, let her burn and run. So you're so here's Sabina's book, Vibrational Cleaning, and this is kind of what you were presenting about. But what is it that brings you to this kinesiology conference, and why this book now for you, Sabina?
Well, that's a really great question, and I did speak about it, and I'll keep it really quite brief. But my entry into all of this was my own personal journey of multiple chemical sensitivities, and this is going back about 25 to 30 years ago. And at that point, I realized that I couldn't function very well in the so-called chemical world, really being outdoors anywhere.
Really?
So, absolutely. I had to move. I mean, there was just so much of my lifestyle that had to change. And at that point, I decided also to do my doctoral work in the area of brain allergies because I was experiencing them. And I realized that if I was experiencing them, how many other thousands of people would be experiencing this too? It's not just me.
No.
So that led me to my research. And from my research, I left teaching and went into private practice. And at that point in my private practice, I also was very involved with applied kinesiology. That actually helped me tremendously.
Right.
It helped in balancing my system and my immune system, along with my lifestyle changes and my nutritional, program, etc.
Right.
And in my private practice, what I noticed was I had to go back to basics with clients. After 20 years plus with my clients, I was going around in a circle. They needed to know,
right,
even more so today, that we're living in a very toxic world.
Right.
It has not improved. In fact, it has worsened in terms of the amount of chemicals that are literally dumped, not just in the environment, but into our bodies.
Yeah.
So that led to this.
Well, this is awesome, and one of the things that a lot of people who watch my show are also into exploring the energy bodies and the chakras and the metaphysical aspects and awareness of we are awakening, we're on a shift on this planet, we are changing. The pineal is the big key for opening our connection to source. A lot of people understand that this isn't woo-woo anymore. This is like reality. We're talking, and a lot of people are cluing in, and some people have. I'm not sure if I brought it up on the show before, but I certainly in my research, because I'm a bit of a researcher myself, fluoride was a big one for attacking the pineal and preventing us from making that connection to source, which to me is like a block between our power cord. It's like we're plugging it into the wall, but it's not coming into us because the pineal's being attacked. Now, has that been your research as well?
Absolutely. And that's what actually intrigued me. I was doing a lot with applied kinesiology, muscle testing, and over the years, of course, I was getting, I would say, wonderful results. During the course of my own journey, I came across a wonderful technology which we actually have here. We're just about to set it up.
Oh.
And it's called the BioL, Kirlian photography. It comes from Russia. And we went to Russia in the year of 2000, and from then, I have been using this technology in my practice and also in my travels, testing people. And why it's really quite a wonderful tool is it's the only measuring valid tool out on the market that truly measures the meridians and what's going on in the chakras and with what's happening in the energy body. And so I was able to see visually what was happening as well as my clients. It wasn't just me. I actually called this their awareness mirror. meaning it was a mirror for them of what was going on
Yep.
in the energy body. And so I saw the patterns, and I saw them consistently throughout many of the countries that I traveled to, from Ecuador to Hawaii to places in the U.S., in Canada. So it was just, hey, this is too common.
Yeah.
And it was in a very similar place. And there were two things that I came to conclude from that. One was the chemicals, and the other was electromagnetic frequencies. My previous book is just on electromagnetic pollution,
Okay, where?
and that's not here. It's been sold out a number of years ago, so I need to actually republish
Reprint,
that.
yeah.
But in the meantime, I have a chapter in this book that's devoted to electromagnetic issues and problems, and specifically what happens to the pineal.
Okay.
It's not just chemicals. So we're looking at a bombardment to the pineal. And you mentioned about fluoride. That is so absolutely quite accurate. Matter of fact, Dr. Jennifer Luke in the 1990s did her studies, and her thesis, her hypothesis at the time, was what happens to the pineal with fluoride. And what she found was shocking. It is the gland that absorbs fluoride the most and calcifies it,
Yes.
as well as mercury, as well as many of the neurotoxins, which are found in household cleaning products, which most people don't know. They don't have a clue about. So every time people are washing their dishes or doing their laundry, they have no idea that what they're smelling, what they're absorbing through their skin, is actually going into the bloodstream and being filtered through the pineal.
Yeah.
The pineal is also a filter.
Wow. There's so much. So in your book, is it, I mean, as I say, you're not just about ringing the alarm bell. You've got some tools in here.
I do.
That's the key, right?
It is the key. And that's where I investigated, became involved with essential oils, and what's critical is the essential oils have to be absolutely impeccably clean, pure, therapeutic, unadulterated, and I'm emphasizing this because there are just too many out there that are not in the standard that I'm talking about.
Yeah, that happens so often, right? People,
It does.
gets a fad. So people think it's a fad, so they get on it. So do you give?
And I give exactly what to do instead of using the household detergents.
Right.
I talk about what to use instead.
Okay.
Okay, there is a product, it is a proprietary product from a company that I prefer to use, Young Living, which actually has a Thieves product line for household cleaning.
Okay.
But I go beyond that in actually recommending specific essential oils that in the process of using them in the home, one is inhaling them and of course absorbing it to the pineal directly.
Okay. So where do people get your book if they're not here at the conference, which you really should be? If you're watching this, I want you to know the public, a lot more of the public should have been here because there's a lot of information. This was not just for practitioners. What an amazing conference. Where can they get your book?
Well, it is available on Amazon.com.
Okay.
They can go to my website. There is a link there to get hard copies through my office here in Canada. We also have Sound Concepts, which also can be soundconcepts.com. It is available through that source, and also Life Sciences Publishing Company in the U.S.
Okay. What's your website?
Vibrationalcleaning.com.
Okay. All right. That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Sabina. This has been awesome information, and I feel blessed that you are on the planet at this time because we need people to be letting us know what's going on and also offering us solutions. So thanks so much.
Oh, you are so welcome. Thank you.
I'm at the International Kinesiology Conference 2015 in Banff, Alberta, Canada. And your name?
I'm Alice.
Alice. And with your permission, we're going to have a demonstration from Sabina here.
Yes.
All right. And Sabina has a very special tool. Oops. It's called BioL. I'm just going to get some information here for you.
I need you to take off your jewelry because nettle. We're going to start with your right thumb. You're going to be going through
How long are you two going to be?
Probably about 10-15 minutes. I want to come back.
I do want to talk to you.
Yes, okay, great. I don't usually. Because it's easier to. So it's basically. Sorry. The reason I'm taking it out, you're going to be slipping your finger in. Aim for the middle so that when you touch this glass plate, there's a glass plate there. I actually want you to touch it, and it's going to be the tip of your finger, not the pad, but the tip.
The nail's not too long.
Yeah, so I swear, usually when I do this with my clients, I have them clip their nails. So that's okay. You're going to do the best with what you've got. So what I'd like you to do is to go in, touch it, be gentle because of the glass plate is very sensitive. Touch it and just do the tip. Okay? And I will tell you if I have enough because of doing the scan. Go ahead. Okay, I'd like you just to apply a touch more pressure. Okay, I'm getting some light in there because that's just that will just cover it. Okay, we'll just continue on. Next. Okay, I'll continue on. Okay, that one's a little bit too low, so if you can just aim a little bit to get more in the center, and you feel it, okay, because you're too low in the screen. So we'll go back to that. Okay, it's still low, so just raise it, going up towards me, your finger. Okay, that's better. Let's go to the next one.
But what I think
That one's great. Correct pressure and also position.
this one's a little low.
Yeah. Yes, it is. So if you can just move that. Okay, and now I'm going to retake that one, keep it there, just a little bit more pressure, just a touch more. Because they're better positioned. And baby finger. Okay, keep it there. Okay. And I just analyze.
Can I get a...
Yeah. And so what this shows, to just quickly show you, it's now showing what's happening in your field. Okay, when I was talking about the energy field, Alice. And so what I look for is basically areas that are not basic, like this area here. Any area that shows an irregularity, opening, a gap, the color variations, all of those are important areas that I look at, that we look at with the instrument. And then we can go to different graphs and see what's happening with your energy as well as with, for example, your chakras. Okay. And then, of course, the significance of this. This is a little bit different reading than what is normally looked at because they're significantly not just in the alignment, but also what it means when it's to one side or the other. So we look at that. It's all important. Yin-yang distribution. Okay. It's almost, balanced. Okay. And look at your health status. Okay, so what we look at here is what's going on in the graph, right, and where it needs to lie so that it should be balanced in a certain configuration. All of those are important indicators in showing what's happening in the energy system.
Are you the only one who has this machine, or is this something people can, where else can they just go into your online?
They go online and they can actually, this is for purchase. We are the representatives, international representatives for the sale of it. And so all that people need to do is go into our BioL. It's called BioL Now.
Okay.
Okay, so B-Well Now,
Okay.
BioLNow.net.
So you're looking for distributors, like people who have another practice or whatever could.
Well, we're not necessarily distributor,
Or-
not for any practitioner, anyone who's interested in using this.
Okay.
Yeah, they can
Okay.
just go into the program is downloadable, the software. There is actually a manual that is downloaded as well when people buy it and purchase it. So they get the basics in how to use the program. Then if they want more advanced information, which after a while people do, so we teach the level 1 and level 2 training. There is, because there is of course a lot more that.
Would a person,
But
for
at the
personal
begin-
use, would a person want to like have one in your home so you can use,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because
Okay.
you can check yourself and see, this is what's happening to my chakras today.
Awesome.
Right? Okay. Hasn't been banned yet. Okay, we have it right, yeah, absolutely. It's right here. And what's also disturbing about triclosan is also the fact that it is one of the mimickers for the thyroid. It literally will take the place of the hormones. It's an endocrine disruptor, as I mentioned earlier, and it is also an estrogen mimicker, as well as a thyroid mimicker. So what happens? We have a lot of people who have these types of disturbances, and when they do go to a doctor and say, oh, well, you have a thyroid issue, or you have this issue, or you have a hormonal disturbance. Of course we do. We have so many what's called excess estrogens. They're also referred to as xenoestrogens. And they are such a disturbance in our environment. And I have some wonderful pictures to show you of what's happening to our animal life, aquatic wildlife, and all the way up to the food chain to what's happening to people. Literally endocrine disruptors. Because it's not something we really truly have delved into and talked about enough. And as I recognize this, and certainly in my own muscle testing, and now that we focus on what our intention, right? And so as I became more I delved into this, I started to focus more on testing people, and I started to find out more. I was doing a lot of muscle testing, and I was finding a lot taking place with pineal, pituitary, hypothalamus. And so I kept focusing on that, doing some balancing, making some corrections, and having people make some lifestyle choices and changes. But as I continued, I noticed with the technology that other things that were really now showing up, I needed to pay attention to even more so. And that's why I wrote a book, that's going back about 20 years ago, called Electromagnetic Pollution. And that book has been sold out, and it's been in high demand, and I just haven't got back to rewriting and adding to it. But the book, as I wrote it back, it's now about 18 years, 15, whatever, years ago, and I went through it, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, that book can go just out to everyone just the way it is, because the information is just as pertinent as it was back then. If anything, it has worsened. So that not only is it long overdue, but critically important to untold millions of people. The report goes on to I don't have time to go into it, but anyway, the report goes on report does go on, I have another slide that I took out, but it does go on to acknowledging it is a big problem. And I don't know if you're aware of, but for a long time, governments, and I know in Canada, we have a wonderful Dr. Magda Havas, who is a professor at the University of Peterborough. She has been really at the forefront, and she is in the book, but she has been at the forefront of our government situation in saying, no, EMFs are really a problem, and we need to make changes in what's happening in many of our schools. And, you know, the list goes on. And so she has been making some headway, of course, with this particular document. It will assist us in making more of sleep. And, of course, what to do.
Are on the planet at this time, because we need people to be letting us know what's going on and also offering us solutions. So thanks so much.
Oh, you are so welcome. Thank you.
Exquisite world. Until next time, take care.